it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and adventure? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived. Does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like
tears in your eyes? You're not human. So I just want everyone to know what's up, everyone. Give me a moment. That is a club that I never, ever, ever want to be in. Ever. If I could lock my kids up forever, I would. All right. I wasn't this emotional when I was finding a song. So I know that a lot of you guys, not so much you guys, but all around the tubes, I guess, people, I keep saying, Billy Joe should be locked up, and Dragonfly, I'm going to get into all that. Hey, Rhonda, that Billy Joe should be locked up too, so on and so forth. And I don't agree with that. And I have never agreed with that. So when I was looking for a song and I found that, I was like, you know what? That's like the perfect song. And I just can see Billy Joe like singing it or feeling it. And if she's listening, I am making you your candle. So yeah, if you don't know what is going on, or if you've been under a rock for the last couple of hours around, because I would have been if it wasn't for Red Dragon. And then, I got an influx of people. But Quinton, they found human remains. They haven't found, oh, boo boo, that's like that picture. I was 30. So it's like 20 years old. I just put it up there as a joke and I just haven't changed it yet. So they found human remains at the landfill. And they believe it's Quinton. They don't have proof yet. My thing was, what if it's not? Imagine there's another baby that's in the landfill that someone just threw out. How whacked would that be? But they're assuming that it's him. They're doing testing now. But they did DNA testing and they sent it out to a lab for DNA testing. But they do believe that it's him. And now, he can get a proper burial. I don't know what parts they found, if they found the whole baby, if they found just little bones. They haven't said. We can watch the press conference for those of you that haven't seen it yet. And the police chief was in tears. I mean, he, just like when I just came on this live, he was really trying to hold back tears. And you can see the emotion and the relaxation. When I say relaxation, meaning that relaxation that it's over, it's finally over. And you kind of got that feeling from him. And he was very emotional. And it's just heartbreaking. Now, let me ask you this. Give me a 1 in the chat. Who hasn't seen the press conference they did? Let's start there, because I don't want to run it if everybody has seen it. All right, so we know Kayla hasn't seen it. Hey, Stone Gator. You haven't seen it? So a lot of you guys haven't seen it. All right. So I will go ahead and play it. Let me pull it up. Oh my God, there was a shooting? There was a shooting at a club in Colorado yesterday. Did you guys know about this? I mean, I don't mean to switch topics like that, but I just got a notification somebody was marked safe. It says a shooting at Club Q in Colorado Springs. Oh, is Robbie okay? Well, Robbie's not in Colorado Springs. I don't think he is. No, I have 5 friends in the area. It's front page for gun control. 5 dead, 20. Wow. That's crazy. I had no idea. I guess Robbie doesn't live in that area, or he would be marked in that area. That's insane. Yeah, because I'm friends with Robbie on Facebook. Wow. That's crazy. All right. I'm way back too far. Whoops. Bear with me. Red Dragon, where is that link? Okay, mother arrested. Here it is. All right.
This afternoon, Chatham County Police Department detectives arrested 22-year-old Leilani Simon and charged her with malice murder, concealing the death of another person, false reporting, and making false statements in connection with the disappearance and death of her son, 20-month-old Quinton Simon. Leilani Simon is being held at the Chatham County Detention Center and is awaiting a bond hearing. We do not anticipate any other arrests in this case. She has been the sole suspect from the beginning. On Friday, our search teams at the waste management landfill found what they believed were human remains. This afternoon, the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia confirmed that they are, in fact, human remains. Additional testing, including a DNA analysis, is being conducted, and we have every reason to believe that this will confirm the remains are Quinton's. This is a heartbreaking development for everyone who loved Quinton, for the many people who came to know him after his disappearance, and for our department. When we first received the call that Quinton was missing, we were hopeful that we would find him alive and unharmed. But as we have been telling you for weeks, all of our evidence pointed to his mother being responsible for his death and disappearance, and his remains being found in the landfill. I would like to thank the many people and agencies who worked hard to ensure that Quinton was found, that he would have a proper resting place, and that justice would be served. First and foremost, I want to thank the FBI. We are incredibly grateful for their invaluable assistance. Their expertise, their manpower, resources, and guidance are unmatched and were crucial in our efforts to find Quinton. They were on the scene within 3 hours of Quinton being reported missing and have assisted with every aspect of this investigation. The resources they poured into the landfill search are extraordinary and are the reason that we were able to find Quinton. I can't thank them enough. Chatham County Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division also deserves special recognition. Their devotion to Quinton, to making sure this crime did not go unsolved, is an example of police work at its finest. Our detectives worked tirelessly and were determined to follow every lead and uncover every piece of evidence in this case. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, and Department of Natural Resources all had officers searching the landfill alongside our officers in the FBI. The support of the Chatham County Emergency Management Agency, Chatham Emergency Services, Chatham Occupational Safety and Health, Savannah Police, and Savannah Fire also were invaluable in this massive effort. Finally, I would like to thank the many people who showed their support for our department during this incredibly difficult and important investigation. We appreciate those who kept faith in the system and waited patiently for evidence we needed to make sure Quinton has every opportunity to receive the justice he deserves. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Will Clark, who has some comments from the FBI.
Good evening. My name is Will Clark. I'm the Senior Supervisor and Resident Agent of the Savannah and Brunswick offices of the FBI. 1 month ago, we began this landfill search alongside Chatham County Police Department with one purpose in mind, and that was to find Quinton and to bring him home. On Friday, search crews from the FBI and Chatham County found what we preliminarily believe are partial remains from a human child. Those bones were immediately sent to our lab in Quantico, Virginia. Additional testing for potential confirmation is now underway. It could be days before we have final results. What happened to this 20-month-old child is unthinkable. No child should be harmed by anyone, let alone the person in their lives that should be their protector. This investigation does not end here. There is more work to do. The FBI, along with our law enforcement partners, will continue to find justice for Quinton. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll appreciate that. And we'll try to answer some questions that you may have. Just be mindful that there's many we may not be able to answer, but we'll be willing to take some questions at this time.
You charged Leilani with murder. You guys found bones in the landfill? Is that?
We found human remains. Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe the report that Quinton was put in that dumpster? Do you believe that he was alive then or had died before he was in the dumpster and then made it to the landfill?
Could you? I didn't hear the first part. I'm sorry.
Do you believe that Quinton Simon was alive when he was in the landfill? Do you believe he died before he was put in that dumpster?
I can't answer that question.
You've charged Leilani with murder. Can you speak on whether you think it was accidental or intentional?
I can't speak to that.
Can you talk a little bit about what evidence you all confirmed or learned on Friday led you all to go ahead and make that arrest specifically for today versus earlier on?
Well, as we had said from the beginning with the landfill, we had every belief that Quinton was there in the landfill. Having found what we found on Friday and the preliminary findings from the FBI that we got today led us to make an arrest today. We feel that we have a very strong case. We have put thousands of hours into this, and we believed that this was the right move today to be able to do that. She doesn't deserve a Thanksgiving, quite frankly, if I can go off script a little bit. Quinton deserves that.
You said that you didn't believe any other arrests would be made. Are you guys looking into Billy Joe at all?
We are not.
And so you just confirm and kind of clarify that you all were looking to find some sort of remains from the body to go ahead and move forward with an arrest.
That's correct.
Chief, would the charges have been the same in this case had you not made that discovery on Friday? Say if this case had continued, the search found nothing in the landfill, would you still have been able to make a case for Quinton to have justice, or how significant was this find?
Well, it was very significant, obviously, for obvious reasons. We do believe we had a strong case otherwise, but that would have been in counsel with the Chatham County District Attorney's Office, but we believe we had a strong case otherwise.
You've certainly been very personal about this, and you said at that landfill that day with the picture behind you, you said, we want to make sure we bring Quinton home and we give him a final place of rest. You wanted him to be able to make sure he wasn't in that dump. On Friday, how personal was that find for you?
Well, it was very personal, quite frankly. I mean, there's a lot of aspects to that. I mean, knowing the hard work that went into this investigation, everybody, not just Chatham County Police Department, but everybody that chipped in, the FBI, GBI, DNR, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, the civilians, you name it, from A to Z, we were 100% committed to bringing justice for Quinton and to appreciate the amount of human effort, the amount of human emotion that goes into a case like this, and to appreciate, hopefully, that this comes to a conclusion in terms of a conviction and things of that nature. You have a lot of emotions about that. You also have a lot of emotions as just a general human being, as a person who has children. You see the impact that has on people. So if you step back and take a moment to kind of absorb that, I think that if you didn't have any feelings about that, you might have to ask yourself a few questions.
Like, what is evidence collected outside of the search in the landfill, the remains that you guys found on Friday? Was there any evidence you guys found in the searches you guys did of the pool, cell phones, or computers, or anything that also led to the arrest?
I can't answer that.
Has Leilani's status as a flight risk changed, or did it change prior to the arrest?
No.
Chief, you said this is preliminary. You would assume there isn't other human remains in that landfill, but until you get it fully 100% confirmed that these are Quinton's remains, what makes you confident to make the arrest today?
I can't get into the high level of detail, but just on some of the preliminary information that we got from the FBI, we have a high level of confidence that those are Quinton's remains. And we felt that we needed to make the arrest today because that was the right thing to do.
There's a lot of pressure in the
what kind of remains are we talking when we say human remains? Any more more specific details about?
No, ma'am. Go ahead, bro.
Chief, this case has been one that has made national news.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of pressure against you personally with your name out of the mouth of protesters, out of the mouth of people in the community.
Mhm.
You've gotten a lot of pressure about making this arrest. Standing here today and knowing that you have this key piece of evidence, as you just said, what kind of message do you send to the community? To the people, A, that had your back, that said, yes, we're going to wait on the police to do this. And then to the people who said this arrest should have happened almost 50 days ago.
Well, I didn't honestly feel a lot of pressure, quite frankly, only because I believe that our investigative process, the expertise that we were seeking that was around us, having a little bit of experience, in this profession, I understood people's perspective. I understood that, some people had their own strong feelings about when an arrest should be made and things that were going on, but we stayed focused on what we know and what we know how to do. And in conjunction with the FBI, we stayed the course. And so to those folks that supported us, to the citizens that believed in us and believed in our department, I thank you. And for those that had questions, that's their right to do so. This is America. You can have all the opinions you want, but I'm just so proud of our team and where we're at today.
As far as today's conclusion, do you feel like there's a sense of relief as far as you all officers, FBI agents, to come to an arrest to go ahead and move forward with this case?
Sure there is. I wouldn't be honest if I didn't say that there was, some weight lifted off of the organization and particularly those detectives and investigators who were completely and 100% committed to seeking justice for Quinton. So there is a little bit of relief, but be mindful, there's still a lot of work to do. And they're dedicated to doing that. And we want to see this to successful prosecution.
I got it, Partner. Is the landfill search over?
We haven't made that decision yet. That's a decision point that we'll come to once we're able to get some more analysis done. And we'll confer with the FBI and see what the best course of action is.
And Leilani is also charged with making false statements. What false statements did she make?
I can't get into that.
Is she cooperating with police right now? Is Leilani cooperating with police?
She's at the Chatham County Detention Center right now.
And so I want to go back to the initial question that I asked about whether or not you guys found bones in the landfill, because the detective said bones and you said human remains.
Well, human remains, some of that are some of them are human bones and some other evidentiary matters.
And as far as the bond, is there do you all have any updates as to when that would be the bond hearing, when that would be?
I do not have that confirmed. I do believe it'll take place tomorrow, but I don't have any time or any confirmation on that. We did, take her to the detention center rather late in the day. So I'm sure that information will come out pretty.
Leilani made a statement to me that she would turn herself in. Was there any talk of giving her that opportunity?
No.
Chief, you said in the beginning that when we're at the landfill, you said that there was a very specific dumpster that this child was put in. Can you just give us the location of that? How far this was from the house where Quinton was last seen?
I can't give you that information.
I have one more question. Can you just give
Last
us more
question.
of an estimate on how long this analysis would take to get to that kind?
It could take up to a week. And I have one last comment, and I want to thank you guys. Because just like sometimes law enforcement gets the short end of the stick, you guys get the short end of the stick too. And you guys have been amazing, our local media throughout this. You've been fair, you've been direct, you've asked good questions, and you've, given us some deference when we needed some deference. And so I just wanted to say thank you for your work that you do every day. Thank you.
And you could see at the end, he was really tearing up. It was hard for him. Now, one thing I love what he said was when he said the local media, not the hecklers, not the protesters, not the fucking morons that did absolutely nothing but fill their own pockets. He said local media. That is the only people that he actually cared about was local media. So next time these idiots want to run out there and act like assholes, do it somewhere else. Because he made it a serious point to say local. You're not local, butthead. All right, so share. Chrissy, I agree with that. He is owed a huge apology. Oh, that's Facebook. He's definitely owed a huge apology. Yeah, I thought that was great, Tiffany, when he was like, she didn't deserve a Thanksgiving. You're right, she didn't. All right.
I know
Oh.
more involved, but I'm not the law on the road. It was already projected across the FBI office. It's right now. The family. Listen, you want to bother? I've kept to what I promised I would with this family. Period. And y'all are fucking wrong. You're still wrong. The police said no other arrests will be made. So, as you know, hold up, wait a minute. Okay. Do you want me to put you on speakerphone? Okay, hold on. Okay. Billy just called me and she asked me not to mute and she asked me to put her on speaker.
We're talking on.
Okay, you're on.
All right, I want to tell everybody the event for today. Please let me tell everybody the event.
Yes, I'd rather you.
Please let me tell everybody the events of today.
Are you okay to do that?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
This morning, I get up. I go to the place where I know I can drop things off to Leilani. And on my way, I grabbed a hold of the steering wheel and I prayed that Jesus would take the wheel. So after that, I get back home. I bought her some clothes and some cigarettes. I get back home. I get a call from the place that she was at telling me that Leilani has checked herself out. Well, they're wanting me to come pick her up. And I've already made it very clear that Leilani cannot.
Okay, so if she checked herself out, she was in rehab. That's where she's been. She was in rehab.
Come back to my home. So I made a call to the FBI. Whenever I made the call to the FBI, I let them know what was happening in the current circumstances. And I called the place that she.
Yeah, it's all right. This is what it sounds like. I might be wrong, but this is what it sounds like. It sounds like she was in rehab. She then checked herself out of rehab, and Billy Joe said, "You can check yourself out of rehab, bitch, but you ain't coming to live with me." And I guess she didn't want to follow the rules that were in place for her, and that's when Billy Joe said, "You know what? Fuck that. I'm going to call the FBI and let them know what's going on." Because for all we know, and this wouldn't be the first time I've heard of this, it sounds like the police let her free if she went to rehab because they knew where she was. But she may have even been court ordered to rehab. But if you break a court ordered rehab, you're going to jail because they want to keep a hold on you. So it sounds to me it's exactly what happened.
Was that again? I stalled some time because that's what I was asked to do. So I went and picked Leilani up about 11:30, 11:45 today. Whenever I picked her up, I took her to get all of her belongings to another place. Whenever I left from there, I took her to Chinatown buffet and let her have a meal because I knew already that it was going to be the last free world meal that she was going to have.
Mm-hmm.
So I leave from there and I take her to the FBI office. And I sit at the FBI office for 4 hours. And I hug her and I tell her that the best thing she can do is just be honest and tell the truth. Now, Leilani still at this time is holding to her words that she didn't do this. Now, because of the way I feel and the way I believe, and because of the circumstances that has happened over time, I don't know that I can believe my daughter. But there is a part of me that wants to.
Mm-hmm.
So I hugged my daughter for the last time today. For a very, very long time. I hug her for the last time. And I tell her that she has got to figure out a way to take accountability for the things that have happened in her life. Not only in this situation, but in every situation over time. And that she's going to be in a lot of dark places. And in those dark places, it's going to feel lonely, but she will be able to get through it. And that all she has to do is pray. And I hug her. And I put my hands on her arms as I back away from her. And then whenever I walked out the doors, that they started reading her rights. And then right after that, before I even made it home, which is not even 5 minutes down the road, it was already projected across the news that they had picked her up. And I'm very disappointed in that. Because I have been supportive as a mother, but ready for a conviction. And ready for justice. And ready for peace in my heart and peace in my home. And I have asked for them to restore my home, for it to be safe and peaceful. And nobody has done that. And I have complied and taken the beating from everybody for a long time. That's all I got to say. I got to go. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Let me just say this. For those of you that are like, Billy Joe, fuck Billy Joe, blah, blah, blah. Would you say the same thing about the father? Because their father should have been there too. And I don't hear any blame being placed on their fathers because the grandmother shouldn't have had custody in the first place. That's for the parents. The parents need to raise their own children. If a mother can't do it, then the father needs to do it. So before you want to place blame on Billy Joe, how about we place blame on the kid's dad? Because he should have been a father. He should have stepped it up and been a fucking father, not a grandmother who tried to do the best she can. And I'm sorry if people disagree with me, but she shouldn't have had custody in the first place. It should put it on the father. Exactly, Smokey. That shit pisses me off like you have no idea.
Can't even imagine what it would be like.
Did she call back in or is that it? Yeah, but Benny, custody is, you have to understand though, and I say this a lot. Grandma had custody, but she was the sole breadwinner of the entire house. Oh, that was it? All right. She was the sole breadwinner of the entire house. So she has to make money, she's got to make money. Boo fathers all failed the kid. They did. She specifically said it was a willing thing. CPS needs to be held responsible too, but it's just she was the sole breadwinner. She had a good job. You know, Dayton's father traveled like that. He was a he was a journeyman, welder, union pipe fitter, all the above. And he used to travel all the time. And what would he have done if he had custody? He would have hooked up with some hoe to watch my kid, if I could. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have an option, you don't have a choice. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't her husband there? Sharon Billy says a lot more. Where it was still my responsibility. Okay, but Judy, I'm going to say what I said. Hey, K-Rox, I'm going to say what I said originally. As a single mom and you're the sole breadwinner, what in her wildest dream would make her think that her own child was going to kill his her own child? That Leilani was going to kill her own child. I would have never thought that. I would have never thought in a million years that my child would murder my grandchild. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. I mean, I do. Hold on. I just got a message. Oh, Red Dragon, I wiped it completely. Yeah, I wiped it completely. Gone. Gonzo. The fact that she was abusive, that she lost custody. But in all fairness, I've seen people lose custody for no reason at all. Women have lost custody to abusers every day. It happens every day in the courts. So you just never know. And Annie, you heard how much they were paying the babysitter. If that's true, I don't really believe anything the babysitter says anyway, but that's just me. All right. So you said on Queen's Live has Sharon Billy. Billy says way more. And do you have a timestamp? Because I don't want to play the whole live. If you give me a timestamp, it'd be great. And also, while I'm waiting for the timestamp, let me also explain to you guys. And I don't know how to stress this enough. Whether you like Billy Joe or you don't like Billy Joe now lost two people. She lost a granddaughter. She lost a grandson and she lost her daughter. That can't be easy either. Find it in your heart to have some kind of sympathy for her. She thought she was doing the right thing. She thought that what she was doing was right. She made the best choices that she knew how to make. Let's give her a little slack. Oh, Kat, I know she had nothing to do with it. She lost another son who's in jail. But I think Leilani was her only daughter. And that's tough too. So now I had two of her children in prison for murder. But it's one thing to murder for someone else. It's another thing to murder your own child, especially when there's two other children there. I just, I really hope there's a trial, and I hope she doesn't take a plea deal, because I really want to know how they know it's her alone. How do they know that the boyfriend wasn't involved? How do they know? I want to know how they know. That's true, Kayla. She had a babysitter for the kids. We can all agree to disagree. We just need to respect each other. I agree. Hey, Busted. Oh, Busted. Hold on a second. I went to whoop. Hey, Bonnie. If it was an accident or on purpose, well, I'm sure it was on purpose. I just don't know how you consciously throw your child in the garbage, but I want to know how they knew that it was only her, because from everything that we know, Danny was home and there were a lot of people home. So how do they know it's her? Where is there rock solid evidence that it was her? That's what I can't seem to grasp. Charges malice, murder, so that's intent. I think boyfriend is probably working with the police. Yeah, but how would the boyfriend know? I mean, the boyfriend could be, even if Danny is talking, think about it. That doesn't prove anything. Danny could still be the one that did it and then trying to blame them. Hey, Connie. That's what I'm saying. Danny's the one that, according to everything we know, Danny's the one that said that he was home and that he saw the baby at 6 a.m. Well, how'd you see the baby at 6 a.m. if she got rid of him at 3? These are all questions I have. Do you know if the boyfriend had an alibi? Don't know. Maybe the only thing I could think of is that the information that we had to begin with wasn't correct and that we were being fed lies in the beginning. It's the only thing I could think of. Because Danny is the one that called the babysitter or Danny's phone. And then they said that Danny saw him at 6 a.m. And how do you kill a baby and don't hear anything? How did they know to look in the laundry, in the landmine? And what if by some odd chance this isn't him? Then what? Timestamp 158. Thank you, Ann. $158. 158. All right. Yep.
About you and Queen.
No,
And
it's about you, but I just
Yeah.
come
No,
up
it
here
is
to call
not.
you
It is
guys.
not. It is about the people who have spoke the truth for me this entire time. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
They're not
You have a
even
lot
doing
of
what they're
support,
supposed
baby.
to do, and all I ask for is them to restore my home to be a safe home. Stop banging my house. Stop it. Stop blowing your horn when you ride by. So, hey, everybody, please cash app
Stop
the
harassing.
babysitter. Please cash app the babysitter and give the babysitter the money to move.
oh,
Please.
Guys, is it true that Molly gave the babysitter $5,000? Because I heard that and I almost had a heart attack. Is that true that it was $5,000? Something about a car or moving or something? Or did I hear false information? Yes, no? Because I just thought it was 500 and someone said no, it was like 5,000. Oh, it was 500? All right. So then, hey, Anita, so what I originally heard was right then. Dolly talked about it. Molly gave 500. Okay.
That's what she wants. She wants the cash
problem.
app. She wants her cash app to move. Then that's fine. You know.
yeah.
Just make the baby, give her so much fucking money that she'll think that she can move anywhere. Just let her move because she is my own.
And I started right when Cher got on. Is it back further?
Only problem in this whole fucking neighborhood because
All right,
everybody else knows us
Careful what you
and
say
loves
right
us.
now. Careful what you say.
I'm mad. I'm sorry.
No, I know. I just don't want anyone trying to get charges on you.
All right. So you want me to go back before Cher gets on? I went to it's hard because they're still live, so the timestamps are off. Yeah, Cher is on here now. I started it from when she got on, or right before Cher. All right.
Threatening torment my entire.
I think we lost you, babe. You cut out, or we.
Can't, yeah. I can't see chat, so it started out early this morning. I got a phone call. They had set some boundaries.
All right, this is a story we just heard, though. We don't need to hear it again. Unless she changes story. But it's a story we just heard, Ann.
At the place that Leilani was at. Mind you, I have
Was that when we were
I
on
have
the
put
phone
it out
when we
there.
were talking, and then the phone rang? You're like,
Yes.
I have to go.
Yes. I have to go. Yes.
All right. Okay.
And then whenever I got off the phone, I hadn't been able to reach back out to you because today has been very full. I got a phone call. Well, first thing this morning, I already had 2 outfits of clothes, warm clothes, and a couple of packs of cigarettes. And there's a place that I could take and drop these things off. I do not get to see her or talk to her, but I can drop these things off there because I have not been aware of her whereabouts once I entered her into this place until today. So I get back home. I get a phone call that is telling me that she has checked herself out, which hurt my heart because I know that she needs more mental health and rehab to help her get through the next part of her life. And as a mother,
I got a quick question.
if you don't think about those
there's
things,
a TV or a radio, can you turn it down in the background?
yeah,
they're having a hard
I
time
sure will.
hearing over it.
Yeah.
So they were just,
Okay.
I was
Absolutely.
I didn't want them to have a hard time hearing you. I want them to hear you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I want them to be able to hear you.
I can't. Yeah. I can't see chat, so I don't know how to work this shit. So y'all forgive me. But I felt it important today to say a part because it wasn't given to me through any report that came through on the news today, which I'm going to tell you hurt my heart because the only thing I've asked for through this entire time that I have been compliant and in contact with the FBI and police every day is that they restore my home to a safe home. A safe home. That is not a hard request with what they have put me through. I could not be here while they were on the news saying, we don't know where she's at, but we know she's not a flight risk. She wasn't a flight risk because of me. I put her somewhere that not even I knew where she was. And I did that for a reason. One, for my own sanity, because every day got harder to where I could not move. So let's go back to today's events. All that don't matter. Let's talk about today. I get a call that tells me she is checking herself out, which she is not under any court order. She can do those things.
and she wants me to come pick her up.
Okay, so technically I was wrong. There is no court order.
Well, I've made it clear that she cannot be at my home. That she cannot. So I tell these people to give me a few minutes, let me call them back, and I call the FBI. Whenever I call the FBI, they're give me a few minutes, let me see what I can figure out. I'm telling them at this point that I feel like if she doesn't have somewhere that she can go, she is going to end up somewhere that is going to make her a flight risk. So I call them back. I pick her up at about 11:30, 11:45, in between that time. I pick her up. I take her to Chinatown buffet restaurant so she can have a good meal because I'm
All right, they lost sound.
I think we lost you, babe.
All right, let me just plug in here. And no, Panda Berry is a very, very strong supporter of Tiffany. She's not fighting with her or anything. She's a strong supporter.
You cut out or we lost you.
so they could take her to jail. And I went and got in the car in less than 5 minutes from where they are to my house. Less than 5 minutes, it was already all over the news. It was all over everything. My phone has been blowing up. People, I still don't have fucking answers. I still don't have fucking answers. Why would you think I would torment my entire family, you fucks? Sorry.
It's all right, baby. It's all right.
I'm sorry. Between you and Cher, I've had news channels and everybody else reaching out to me, and I reached out to you, and I've reached out to Cher. So, for whatever that's worth to the entire world, if y'all want to know what happened, I just told it today, and I told it to Queen, and I told it to Cher.
Yeah, I was gonna say the media have police connections, and you know what? You have a lot of support here. You have a lot of support here.
I'm just trying to tell you, I don't talk to the media because I know they are worse
And they'll
than
spin it whatever way they want to. Yeah.
they are worse than the fucking heckler, fucking whatever they are, YouTubers, the pimps, whatever y'all call them. They're worse than them.
Tragedy pimps, the hecklers, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
that's it.
The first person that was live today was Bullhorn. And I knew, after we had talked, I just didn't feel it was my place to get on here and say anything right the fuck away. So I waited a couple. I didn't even go live at all today. I didn't even, because I just didn't feel it was my place. I just wanted to wait. You know what I mean? So.
Well, there's only two people in this world that deserve to know the truth.
Okay, in all fairness, if I wasn't in the middle of doing something with Phoenix, I would have gone live about it at 3:30 in the afternoon. And I'm not a tragedy pimp, but I would have gone live. I've been covering a case, so that part I totally disagree with. Like, if you're not doing anything and you are, could be available, yeah, you're going to go live. I would have. I just couldn't do it at the moment.
Truth. Because there's only two people in the world that hasn't spun my truth. And that is you and Cher.
That is not fair. Well.
Okay, well, then have them make your candle then. Jeez, so fucking unappreciated around here. My God, I haven't spun shit.
So, people can judge me all you want, but today I dropped my daughter off to the police. And they said they picked her up. From where? Ask them from where? The FBI office?
because that's where I
Yeah.
dropped her off at.
Well, and I was kind of confused because they said that they had found Quinton. So I was kind of confused about what they.
Well, I was asked not to speak about that, so I didn't. So every
Right.
time somebody blew up my phone and said something about it, I had no idea that they had put it out to the press.
Wow.
idea.
So they put it
So
out
I'm
without. They
trying
told
to-
you don't speak on it, but they put it out to the press.
And they put it out to the press, and then I'm like,
As his grandmother, you bet they asked you not to speak on it, and then they had the fucking nerve.
and I didn't. I
She
didn't.
just put on
shared.
things too.
We didn't.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Can you hear
I'm
me,
just-
Cher?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Sarah, thank you for coming. Thank you, because this is about you and Queen.
No,
And you
no,
too.
it's about you, but I just
Yeah.
No,
want
it
to
is
call
not.
you
It is
guys.
not. It is about the people who have spoke the truth for me this entire time. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Okay. Not trying to be an asshole, but there were a lot of people that spoke the truth besides the two of them. Just saying. Not trying to be an asshole, but a lot of people spoke the truth. Not just the two of them. They're just two people that got a hold of you. Just saying.
They're not
You have a
even
lot
doing
of
what they're
support,
supposed
baby.
to do, and all I ask for is them to restore my home to be a safe home. Stop banging my house. Stop it. Stop blowing your horn when you ride by. So, hey, everybody, please cash app
Stop
the
harassing.
babysitter. Please cash app the babysitter and give the babysitter the money to move.
oh,
Please.
That's what she
is
wants. She wants
only
the cash
problem.
app. She wants her cash app to move. Then that's fine. You know.
yeah.
Just make the baby, give her so much fucking money that she'll think that she can move anywhere. Just let her move, because she is my only problem in this whole fucking neighborhood. Because
All right,
everybody else knows us.
Careful what you
and
say
loves
right
us.
now. Careful what you say.
I'm mad. I'm sorry.
No, I know. I just don't want.
Sela, and that's why we called them tragedy pimp leeches. And I'm kind of shocked that the two of them didn't even say anything. I mean, there are people that stuck up for them that I can't stand, but they still deserve some credit. If you're going to say that, X, Y, and Z stood up for them, well, so did fucking Savage and everybody else. I mean, come on now. And these two didn't even say, there were a lot of people, shit, even the Clip Channel stuck up for them. It's crazy. And I just can't believe that they didn't say anything, but whatever.
Want anyone trying to get charges on you?
Well,
Threatening or
it's
something
okay. I mean,
stupid.
it's okay. It's okay to be mad and be angry and be hurt and be upset.
All
It's okay to feel those feelings.
I'm asking that if anybody wants to do anything, wait, let me finish. If anybody wants to do anything that will help us have a healthy, happy home. I mean, that's it. That's all we want.
I just don't want those tragedy pimps,
all we want.
coming back, and they've already tried to threaten to come back. Why, I don't know. Because
Well, now they don't need to.
the
They
police
don't
did
need
their
to.
job. No, the police did their job, and that's all that matters, and there's no reason. Yeah, Chase and Billy's up there if you want to come up and
I
talk
have
to
been
us.
telling you. I have been telling both of you ladies for the last week or so that I feel it in my bones.
Yep.
That
You
something
did.
that something is fixing to happen. And I was not prepared for it to be today. I wasn't.
I know, baby. I know.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Am I upset that
Is there a TV back? Will you turn the TV down back there, or is it a radio or something?
No, that's Beth talking. Sorry. That's
Oh,
Beth.
I'm sorry.
No, Jenny, this just happened. This is like within the last hour and a half. So I agree with a lot of the comments, and I think it was Phil that said it. I'm with you. I'm losing respect for her by the minute, because like when she just said to Shares, like I can relate to that. I understand that. And what she was saying to Cher, I agree with. But this is like the only thing you want to talk about is how wonderful Cher and Queen Bee are. And no offense to either one of them, but it's there's a whole community. And I'm not even including me. I'm saying everybody as a whole. Clip channels, assholes, haters, savages movement, like whatever. There's a lot of people. And I just feel like the only thing we're talking about is the fucking protesters. Who cares? That's just my opinion.
I thought it was the radio
No,
again.
it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, it was Beth talking. And I got
Oh, it's just
somebody
the
that's
chat were,
going,
they was just asking if it was a TV or a radio. I apologize.
something's
I'm
like,
I'm
sorry,
gonna
Beth.
hop
something's
down
like
and
going,
listen. I just
Oh,
wanted to
I'm
tell Billy
sorry.
I love her and Queen. I
no,
freaking adore
Queen, don't go
you.
anywhere.
Okay, never mind.
Don't go anywhere, please,
Okay,
because I need
no.
you.
Yeah, I was gonna say just stay up here if that's. I mean, I told
I'm
Chasey she
glad
could come up. I know you
to
talked to
have you
her. I
ladies
know,
together because
Oh,
you ladies, y'all been,
I'm here.
anybody you're comfortable with, I would like her to be up here with you. You deserve that.
absolutely. And there has been a whole lot that I'm comfortable with. And today has been really hard. I can't even say that hard describes the word. But whether people realize it or not, I am relieved and I feel guilty for feeling that way.
No, I
My
knew it.
baby,
Don't be guilty.
my
Don't feel
baby
guilty.
is not in the landfill anymore. And
Mhm.
he is. They did so much dignity for him. They did so they need love. Even though they haven't given me what I've asked them for, they have did the most horrific thing and found my baby and gave him honor and
Okay, let me just say this. I'm sorry, Billy Joe, but the most horrific thing that was done was your daughter killing him. That was the most horrific thing that could possibly be done to Quinton. So let's not put the protesters above the murder. All right? Because now you pissed me off. Now I'm pissed. Like I wasn't pissed. Now I'm fucking pissed. Because your daughter murdering him was the worst thing that could fucking happen. Period.
love. And they brought him home to me. So there is nothing that they could do at this point to make me not love them. Because I love them. They might not be able to speak in a way of the media that allows them to. I don't know.
Listen, she can do this. How about you have a few bites, okay?
Thank you.
And a couple bites.
Absolutely. But and I am thankful for them and I love them. And I want to meet everyone that has worked in the case. And I want to shake their hand and hug their necks. I want to see their face and I want to know their names. I want to know their names. I want their names in this book. I want their names that I can look back to know that they brought my baby home. Because the first and foremost concern of everything is Quinton.
Mhm.
And of course, things I can't talk about.
Mhm.
But I'm just, today
One
it's
step
been hard.
closer for you being able to share your story.
Yes. And whenever I do, I'm going to tell you, I want awareness. I want awareness for what it is that you need to do as a family to protect your kids. Through not only media or the police, Department of Children and Families, but maybe even your personal attorney. All of these things are important. And all of these things are things I can't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you whenever I can. I don't care if I make $1. All I care about is if I save another baby. Because that's what's going to honor Quinton. That's what's going to honor Quinton.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry.
You don't say sorry to us, or not to me.
I am trying very hard
Yeah, don't
to
you dare apologize to me.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you dare.
comprehend.
You have
trying
the
very
right to
hard.
feel all of your feelings, DJ. Everything you're feeling, no one else can tell you you shouldn't be.
I'm going to tell you, I'm upset that they didn't tell, that they said they picked Leilani up.
Well,
From
maybe.
where?
Well, it had to have
Where did
been
they
from
pick
the
her up from?
FBI.
The FBI office?
Yeah, that's where it was from
Well,
because
who took her there?
exactly. But they're gonna word it as I told you. The media works with the law. That's why the news reporter was
Well, and
waiting
I'm
out
going to
there.
tell you, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's why I'm talking to you, and that is why I'm talking to Queen. That is why I'm talking to you two ladies. And Queen sound like she'll cut somebody, so go on play with it, y'all.
Shit, I'm not saying I won't. Hey. Hey now.
I could make some jokes, but I'm not going to right now.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I am relieved. And
I can feel that. I can feel that.
I said that too. I was like, I think she's, she needed this, is what I said.
Yeah, you. I know. What was really important to you was bringing Quinton home, getting justice for Quinton, and however justice looked for him. That's just what it was. And
and I'm gonna tell you, as a mom side of things, I feel guilty for feeling that kind of relief. But as a grandmother, I am relieved.
Mm-hmm.
My baby can get the honor and respect and the love that he deserves, that everybody thinks they're giving to him, while they're taking it away from me because I haven't been allowed to.
Hmm.
And honestly, the guilt isn't so bad.
See, but I don't understand either. Oh, you just reminded me, Red Rona. I got to give Squirrel a link. Here's the other thing, though, that is kind of weird, too. I understand why she's crying. Like when she talks about Quinton, she starts to get more upset. I get that. Totally get that. But something isn't sitting right with me. I don't know what it is. Just something isn't sitting right. She keeps saying how she's only talking to them. Does she not realize she's on a live with thousands of people? Like, that's all I keep hearing, but yet she wants to be on a live. So you're not talking to just them. You're talking to thousands of people. And if sometimes it seems like she knows that, but she doesn't know that. Something just doesn't sit right there with me. Milo, it's just weird. Like Cher even said, do you want me to put you on speaker? And she said yes. So she puts her on speaker. So you're talking to thousands of people. So I don't get the whole, I'm only talking to you. Not really. Always, Tiffany, always.
Whenever I think about how awesome it's going to be that my baby is with his great grandparents, his great great grandparents, because that's where he'll be. That's where he'll be. I've been planning this for a little bit, and I've been working on a Christmas tree for the department because I want them to know that I thank them and that we thank them and that Quinton thanks them and that we love them. Stop giving them a hard time. Stop. They did what they needed to do, and they followed through.
Mm-hmm. They sure did.
Amen to
Yes,
that.
they did. Yes,
Amen
they
to
did.
that.
So
So
give
Betty and them pushing
them
and pushing and
that.
pushing like they did. They should have.
Mm-hmm.
They needed to leave it alone and let the police do their job because Chief Hadley
That's
did a
right.
damn good job. He worked his
Yes, he
ass
did.
off to bring
Sure
Quentin home
did.
to you.
Mm-hmm.
He sure did.
The only problem I had with Chief Hadley is that he hasn't openly said how open and forthcoming our family has been.
Well, maybe he will. He still might.
I'm calling him out on that.
Yeah, because you know what? Like Cap said, Billy Joe has done nothing but be truthful and transparent through the entire thing. I believe her over any media source or dumb opportunistic babysitter. I
Yep.
believe that as well. Yeah, especially
Mm-hmm.
the media sources that just want to, sway their opinion. And you know what? You picked her up and took her to go have her last meal and, did what you had to do. And I'm so glad that you took her, you kept your word and you took her to the police station and, walked her in to turn herself in.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all know how hard that was?
Oh,
Oh,
fuck. I
we
can't even
can't
imagine.
imagine.
I can't imagine.
But I'm going to tell you,
Squirrel 150%. 150%.
people can talk a whole lot about my background, but I'm just so y'all know ahead of time, I didn't make a good criminal. That's why I got a background.
Oh,
I mean, the proof shows that Billy wasn't a good criminal. Don't commit a crime with Billy. It's not going to be good for you. And people will probably clip that and say whatever they
I
want to say.
I was literally just texting in the private chat to be careful of your words.
I don't care. Honestly, truthfully, I don't care because I know who
Just
I
tired
am.
of getting
And
beat on, that's
I
all.
have turned myself in. I have turned myself in. Myself. Me. I've turned me in.
And I forgot who just said that, but I absolutely agree with how come they're not asking questions? Why aren't they saying, hey, Coffee, why aren't they saying, like, what was your last conversation like? Did she say anything? Did she, talk to you about anything? I'm surprised that there's two of them. Neither one of them are asking relevant questions. I don't know why. It's frustrating.
So to all the stupid fucks that keep saying you're going to go to jail, not going to happen.
Right.
Not going to happen.
I'm verbally abusive towards my community. I've left yours.
Oh, don't worry about that bullshit.
Oh, DC. I'm whatever. Yeah.
My heart hurts for you and your family, your husband, all the family that loved Quinton, all the family that, have been affected by this, who people just don't realize.
Whew.
Are y'all there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here, baby. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, I honestly believe, Kat, they've never asked. To be honest with you, I don't think either one of them asked.
So
there's so
Aunt
much.
Mel and Gio, what are you saying? You didn't know what? Because aren't you the one that made the shirts?
Who
For
made
the
the shirt?
whatever it was, she made some kind of shirt or something, and I got an email saying something about if you wanted one, but I didn't know.
I would
She
love
said
to have one.
she said she would like. She didn't know. She said she was a part of the vigil on Friday, and she was not aware that you weren't invited. So
No.
she said she was not aware.
Let me go knock on her door right now.
No, it's making it hard for him to hear me. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yes,
She
unseen
just
true
said
crime.
she
Yeah.
wasn't aware that you did. She didn't know. So
How was she? I'm going to ask this, and I'm sorry I'm going to ask this, and I'm sorry, and I know she has good intentions, but I'm going to ask this. Wait a minute. No, it's not the babysitter. Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay, unseen true crime. I absolutely disagree with that comment. Two of the strongest women we will likely ever know this year. Well, the year's over in a month, but yeah, I gotta disagree with that. Just saying.
So I know that it is Beth. I know, and Beth is a little harder than I am. So Beth is
I
like,
love
I know
her.
they keep
I
asking.
love
They're
her.
like, if that's the radio, turn the radio down. I'm like, when you said it was Beth, I'm like, nope, she's like I am. We just have deep voices. It is what it is.
I was gonna say it kind of sounds like Queen. I get confused a little.
Yep.
yeah, yeah. She's had a hard day. She's been with me the whole entire day. So everything that. And
All
she
I heard was
and
drunk and guilty and whatever. Smoke them if you got them. Smoke them if you got them.
yeah.
Shit.
Bless her heart all over. What was I saying? Oh Jesus.
That's okay.
What?
No, you were responding to the lady about the shirts and the vigil that she didn't know
Okay,
that
the
you were
shirts,
invited.
yes.
She didn't know you were told
Okay,
you couldn't be there.
Here's my whole thing about that. Let me finish this before you do that because I just got back to it. Yes.
For you for free.
Okay, well listen. I have a point to make about the shirt if you'll let me. Okay, so here's my point about the shirt. They made a whole freaking deal about, oh my God, it's Billy Joe. It's Billy Joe. Billy Joe's down here.
Yeah, and you weren't even home.
Billy Joe was in Jessup. Billy Joe was not.
They're gonna turn on you and twist what you've said tonight to get ready. They're pitiful. What are you talking about? What do you mean they're gonna turn on me on what I said tonight? What did I say?
On Buckhalter Road. Okay, so how did you know I wasn't invited?
I was picking up on it. And the reason I didn't go there is because
Sorry.
I did.
Well, that's kind of how I feel about that. How did you know I wasn't invited? If it was a big deal that Billy Joe was walking out. Shouldn't everybody be welcoming? Shouldn't everybody be loving? Shouldn't everybody be thankful?
Would not be by your motherfucking side. Bitch, please.
I know you would, Beth, but I'm just saying, shouldn't everybody down there at the vigil, if they thought I was welcome and they thought it was somewhere, that was nothing but something for them to live stream and do whatever it is that they're doing.
That was
Yeah. And just so everybody knows, and I can prove this. Wait, let me finish talking, please. I can prove this through text messages. Me and the babysitter has been talking. Are you there?
Oh, I've been waiting for you to say that because I've been waiting to tell everyone how the babysitter's been playing both sides, everyone. You just heard it.
She has been. I already knew that, girl. Come on, now I've been watching that fucking bitch from the beginning.
Yep. Everyone wonders why it's so hard on the babysitter. She's been playing
Here
it.
lately, Here lately, within the past week, me and the babysitter have been talking. And the same pictures that Bullhorn Betty put out there that was bruises.
I don't think I was on mute. I haven't made the candles yet. So they couldn't say something like that because I haven't even fucking made them yet.
I have an entire freaking message from the babysitter at how they're shadows and they're not bruises. And I have other pictures from that very day, the very same day that I had the babysitter
Christine, I didn't make it about me. They're saying that they started to, and that's why I addressed it.
to send me, because I wanted her to understand that whenever she put something out that like that, she didn't only hurt me, she hurt herself. Because if you knew that and the babies were coming with bruises like that, why didn't you say something or do something to anybody? Nobody.
All accountability for that. All of a sudden, she's
I've got pictures that I've showed Cher in the past.
Hold that bitch like a roly-poly. You give me the word.
I've got pictures that I've showed Cher in the past about, no, okay, the kids went to bed one night and didn't get a bath, and they went to the babysitters and they still had some spaghetti on their face.
Yeah.
They said I sent someone into their chat. I didn't send anybody. I've been fucking live. Who'd I send into their chat? The fuck out of here.
Yep.
And she already showed this to you, so feel free. Feel free.
Ew.
Hmm.
You send it over, I'll put it up if you want me to. Completely up to you, honey. I'll post the tree too if you want me to. But the tragedy pimps always do that. They always Photoshop pictures. They always talk shit and make it look worse. They make you sound like you're an awful fucking person. That's normal. That's what they do. Those are their tactics.
Yeah.
Hard 3 weeks.
And people don't seem to understand that.
And I came up with a plan that could get her somewhere that could provide her help for mental and drug rehab. And I
Wait, didn't she say a few minutes ago? Hold on. Didn't she say a few minutes ago that she didn't know where she was? Now all of a sudden she's saying that she knew where she was? Or did I hear that wrong? Unseen Crime wrote some sort of threat in QB's chat, and then it was said that she was probably one of your people. What?
I've done that for a couple of reasons. One, because I know that she needed help to get through the next stages in her life. And two, because I could not function with her here.
Right.
So this was crucial to not only her mental health, but also mine.
Absolutely.
Can you stop right there? Right there. Can you stop right now?
That's it. I mean, what else is there to say?
Billy, I think you should just go hang out with your loved ones now.
All right, I love you.
It's not somebody else's story.
I don't care. I don't care who gets to tell the story as long as I get to tell the story. I don't care who gets to tell it.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, only if who.
I think it's important that it comes from your mouth. Finish. It's important that it comes from your mouth.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's coming from my mouth right here with Sharon Queen.
But you should wait to make sure that
there you go.
Everything is safe.
It's not about
either
one of them. I like both of them. They've been here for you when I can. And
Well,
Yeah.
I've only. I love you, and maybe you're right because I can't talk. So I love you guys. Yeah, have a
I
good night.
love you too.
Oh, she drop off.
Yeah.
All right, babe. Well, yeah, if go spend.
So that was it. Does she ever come back on? I don't care what the rest of them say. I really don't. But is that all that she was on? Did she come back or no? That's it? All right. She's the only one I cared to hear. But yeah, it just seemed like her story changed a bit. It really did. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. Oh, Deborah, I totally agree. Totally agree. I've said that from day one. Tragedy pimp leeches are just as bad. Babysitter did tell grandma. Yeah, but I don't know. It seems like they all lie. I don't even know who to believe anymore. I really don't. And I agree with that too, Busted. It shouldn't matter what the public wants or what the you know what I mean? I think nobody, that's how I feel, Smokey. I don't think anyone's telling the truth. I really don't. I think everybody's lying. No, I don't think she sounds phony. See if you need to have Amanda, exactly. Shara's pushing for BJ to be compensated, probably because BJ was pushing for Shara to be compensated, maybe. Ryan Upchurch was a tragedy pimp. Ryan Upchurch didn't even make any money. I know, right, Mama Mia? That's how I feel. And I was paying for it out of my own pocket. Fuck it. I'll give it to someone else. I'll give it to Brandy. Good night, Red Rona. I'm going to get off in a minute anyway. I got to get back to candles. Too many words and also no words at all. I know I do, Snooper. But you see how I get blamed for shit that I not even a part of? Like, why am I being blamed for something? It's so fucked up. It's crazy. People say stuff about Danny being quiet. Hey, Bridget. I'm telling you, it's just crazy. The story's change is going to make the trial very difficult. See, that's what I thought too. I thought maybe, just maybe, that a lot of this came down to her. And I forgot what I was going to say. I totally lost my train of thought. By the way, Dolly is out there. I don't know about Betty, but Dolly's out there. Dolly said he's going to the courthouse tomorrow. I don't know why, but he is. Well, Janelle, that's kind of a YouTube thing. We should do. Well, that was kind of what the song was, Amanda. That's why I put all the candles on the song. But that's the one thing that pissed me off that Billy Joe said was what I said earlier. And that was, no, the most horrific thing was not Dolly or Betty or anybody. The most horrific thing was your son. I mean, was your daughter killing your grandson? It's crazy. Anita, I wiped that other room, by the way. Just if you're wondering where it went, I wiped it. Did Dolly get a court date? I don't know. You're welcome, man. But the message that was sent to me was, guys, I know she's arrested. I'm in Dunn, North Carolina. Just had eyes on Danny. I will be live in front of the courthouse tomorrow in Savannah. So I'm assuming maybe he had court tomorrow. But wasn't he in a studio last night? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he has court. Oh, Leilani's in court tomorrow. Yeah, but I can't see him going up there for no reason. I mean, he wasn't like the big screamer. Heard him say a 5 or 6 hour drive. I don't know. Maybe he made money to do it. You're welcome, D Belly. He might have bet he's not there. Oh, the one before I cut out, I want to look something up. Hold on. See, people, I was going to get off of her chat, and I just happened to catch someone said, imagine making your money on the back of dead children. What a prick. Can you tell me what the difference is between him and anybody else making money on a case? It's the same shit. I don't understand people's mentalities. And I never will. Okay, so if you came in late and you don't know what's going on, there was a shooting in Colorado Springs, a Club Q, which is an LBGT club, and a lot of people died. And I heard about it like after I went live. So I just wanted to touch base on it and find out what was going on. So I want to hear it. So I'm going to play it so we all know what's going on. It's crazy. What is the world coming to? Oh, it happened Saturday? I just heard about it.
I'm doing actually very well. I did not expect to make it. I damn sure did not expect to walk. As soon as I'm walking, I walk today. They don't know whether or not I have to even actually go to or do the rehabilitation thing.
What a miracle. Walk us through, if you can, what happened
Yes, sir.
inside the club.
So I'd never been there before. I just moved to Colorado a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to check it out. I wasn't even there for probably 30, 45 minutes. To try to give you guys an example, to paint a picture, I've never heard gunshots in the club before besides that time. I've heard balloons go off, you know, when people do parties and stuff, people will pop them. And that kind of sounds like a gunshot, but like a lower version of it because the music's so loud. So then when you hear gunshots, it's like a louder version of a balloon. But it was repeatedly over pop, 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 pop. And then about 7 to 10, I knew.
Okay, look at the newscaster's face. I mean, you just have to laugh at his look. Dragonfly, it's awesome. You just have to laugh at his face.
Something was wrong. I looked to my right. The gunman, the door had shut. The gunman is standing there, and this dude actually put his hands down, or put them up, but put them like down, and took a step or two back from him, and the gunman murdered him right in front of me. That's when I'm all over the place right now. I apologize. I'm on a lot of pain medicine. Everyone took off running. I took off running to the back, and I got shot. I knew I got shot a few times. I fell down. He proceeded to shoot me. I got back up. I made it out of the back of the club. I've been shot 7 times at this, or 7 times by now. I've been grazed once. I hopped on a table, hopped about a 10 to 12 foot chain link fence. It might have had barbed wires at the top. I don't know. I ran about 20 to 30 yards, jumped down about 10, 15 feet off of a ledge, and I ran across the street to 7-Eleven and where I collapsed. These people helped me. They stopped the bleeding. They saved my life, and they had me almost completely naked because they had to cut my clothes off to find out where I was bleeding from and everything. And once they started counting out the bullet holes and they got past 5, I got my phone and I called my dad because me and my dad are like best friends. It's really, really great, weird relationship. And he's always stood by me through thick and thin. And that was the last person that I wanted to talk to. And I don't know how I'm here. I do not know how I'm here. I don't know how I'm walking. All 7 bullets missed my spine, missed my liver, missed my colon. They cut me in 5 places in my chest and put cameras in and went through everything. And I got really, really lucky. And I don't know why I'm still here, but I'm very glad to be here.
You've got more to do. You've got more to
Yes,
do
sir.
in this life, Barrett. That conversation with your dad, whom you call your best friend, what was that like?
I just remember calling him, telling him I loved him. I loved him, and I had been shot. And after that, somebody took the phone because I couldn't really do sentences. I started shaking real bad, and thank God I do work out a lot, and I know I did my breathing exercises, And I stopped shaking, and the ambulance took like 20.
If you had one phone call to make because you thought you were going to die, who would you call? If you could only really make one phone call, who would you call? Think about it.
30 minutes to get there. We had called them. I didn't call them. The gas station attendant did. And we waved down so many ambulances that passed by me. Nobody stopped. And they were actually about to take me in a car.
Ah, thanks, guys.
But finally the police arrived, then fire, and then medic. Then the medics actually came to see me earlier today in the hospital.
Barrett, what do you want people to know as you sit here recovering tonight?
That's a great question. Well, I had no clue I would still be sitting here. But if what has helped with me for trauma is actually isn't the worst thing that's ever happened to me in life. Is sharing other people's stories. So if I can help one person out of 100,000 people out, if that just one person hears the story, to help them in any way they can, then I feel like I did good. And I'm a people pleaser. And I know you see me sitting here smiling. I always, even before this happened, I always look at the cup half full, not half empty. And I don't think I'll ever look at anything to where, oh, this hurts, or a negative way. Everything, so much has changed in the last 48 hours.
Barrett, I got to say, your smile's making us all feel better. We're so happy to see you smiling. It's going to be a hard recovery, not just physically.
See, I would say my mom too, only because I don't know if all three of my kids would be in the same place. So I would call my mom and have her relay messages. One more thing I wanted to look at was this guy. So this is the guy. There's no video with it. But this is the guy that Army veteran went into combat mode to disarm the gunman. Richard Fierro served 15 years in the military, was at the nightclub in Colorado Springs when with his family when the gunman opened fire. I just knew I had to take him down. He was at a table queue with his wife, daughter, friends on Saturday watching a drag show when the sudden flash of gunfire ripped across the nightclub, and instincts forged during 4 combat deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan instantly kicked in. Fight back, he told himself. Protect your people. His wife and daughter are still recovering from injuries. He saved a lot of lives. Wow. That's crazy. Family got a call Sunday from his mom. He had died in the shooting. Who died? The daughter's boyfriend? That's why they say don't skip. Goma was no longer struggling. Mr. Fierro was covered in blood. He got up, frantically lurched around in the dark, looking for his family. He spotted his friends on the floor. One had been shot several times in the chest and arm. Another had been shot in the leg. As more police filed in, Fierro said that he started yelling like he was back in combat. Casualties, casualties. I need a medic here now. He yelled to the police that the scene was clear. The shooter was down but needed help. He said he took tourniquets from a young police officer and put them on bleeding friends. He said he tried to speak calmly to them as he worked, telling them they would be okay. He spied his wife and daughter on the edge of the room and was about to go to them when he was tackled. Officers rushing into the chaotic scene spotted a blood-spattered man with a handgun, not knowing if it was a threat. They put him in handcuffs, locked him in the back of the police car for what seemed like an hour. He said he screamed and pleaded to be let go so that he could see his family. Eventually, he was freed. He went to the hospital with his wife and daughter, who only had minor injuries. His friends were there and are still there in much more serious condition. They were all alive. Yeah, his daughter's boyfriend was nowhere to be found. In the chaos, they had lost him. They drove back to the club searching for him. They circled familiar streets, hoping they would find him walking home, but there was nothing. Family got a call late Sunday from his mother. He had died in the shooting. So the daughter's boyfriend died. Wow, that's sad. I've gone through this before and downrange. When this happens, you just get out in your next patrol. Wow. How come nobody's talking about this today? Like, I've listened to the news. Well, then again, I was watching movies, but I'm surprised nobody's talked about this today. I'm surprised even Gray didn't talk about this today, or Iqmal. Iqmal usually talks about this kind of stuff immediately. Why isn't the dude dead? They should have killed him. Wow. It's all over the news there. It hasn't been all over I haven't seen it. I'm horrible. Dido murders are a topic. Yeah, I know. This is pretty serious. I don't know, guys. I don't think it has anything to do with God. I live in Colorado. Locals are talking. It has just 22 years old. How horrible. Why would you want to throw away your whole life? Idaho murders all today. Crazy. It's insane. All right, but I got to get off. I got to get back to candles. Oh, did you see, Lynn? See, Modern Renaissance is on top of it. Huge criminal background. I didn't even know about it until I popped on Facebook. Oh, and I'm going to make some soup because I'm freezing. So, all right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Moment of peace for Quinton. Moment of silence for those who lost their life in Colorado. A big thumbs up for the hero that saved a lot of lives. And that's it. I got nothing else. I know I owe some links to people. Squirrel, one of them, Stone Gator, another one, a bunch of you guys I have to give links to. BJ suing anyone. Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about, Snoopy. I'm going to make cream of mushroom because I'm freezing, like really freezing, trying to keep the heat down because it's expensive. So I like when we had everything off for a month and my electric bill was only like $130. Loved it. So I'm trying to duplicate that again because January, December is always like the highest months. So yeah. So I agree. We need more stories about the heroes. Yes, you get a link. I was talking Patreon's people because I started a new server and I'm slowly bringing people over. On community page, if you scroll down as members, you'll find a link. So, all right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, and that's it. Peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.